Atlanta, you're listening to the Abbie Knights Morning Show, the #1 party show in the city.
What's up, everybody? And we're back with one of my favorite people in music, Tyler Allen. How you been?
I'm great. How about you, Abby? It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. We haven't talked in like a year, like actually done like an interview since the last time we chatted. I know there's been a lot going on for everybody that's not familiar with you. You had a crazy viral moment. What was it in 2020? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And you put up the post and literally it was like overnight. It went crazy, super viral. It was everywhere. And all of a sudden people were like, who is this guy? Beyonce's mom was reposting you. You were all over all the top news sites. And the amount of humility that you have is insane. So music runs in your family, right?
Yes, it actually does. Me, my sister, my great aunt, on my dad's side, my grandmother, my cousins, so it's a lot of singing people.
A lot of singing people. And I can hear that in what you do too. Why, of all things, why has music become such an important part of your journey? I mean, because you really could be doing a million other things.
Yeah, music is just my passion. It's something I love to do, something that I've always wanted to do, and something that I've always been good at, So, a lot of people, of course, I have different other things that I do, but, music is my main avenue right now, so.
Yeah, and you're so gifted, too, which, what a blessing it is for the rest of us to be able to hear you. There's also been a lot going on. We need to talk, Tyler. You got married. Yes,
I am married.
He's a married man. Yes, like round of applause.
Yeah. Yes.
What does it feel like being
I
a
did.
married man? Is it different? Did it change anything for you guys?
It is. We live together now, but the love we have for each other is insane. And even on days like today, I just get happy at the thought of I'm going home, I'm going to my wife. My wife can cook, my wife can do this. We're gonna watch Scandal together. We've been on this thing now where we started Scandal all the way over just to watch it because we saw it on TikTok. And I was like, girl, I forgot how good this show was. And so we're on season 4. Now we've been every night. We watch it every night in the living room, and then we'll go from the living room to the bedroom. So it's amazing. She's like my best friend. Seriously. Seriously.
I love that. So you guys have your little bonding time. Olivia Pope is nothing to play with, by the way. If you guys don't know about Scandal, she gets it in. Gets the job done. So that's what married life has been like for you? Getting to experience life with your best friend. That's so amazing.
Traveling together. We traveled together. We went to New York, Buffalo, New York, for New Year's, and that was our first time either one of us was in snow. So because we're from the South in Mobile, it don't snow down here, and so I freaked out. I was outside, oh Lord, it's snowing! I was out there just screaming. We took pictures and everything, so people was like, "Oh my God, what did y'all pictures?" My iPhone.
Hey, that iPhone is crazy. It looks like a professional camera. It's so good.
That's why I love it.
Did you make any snow angels?
Yeah, no, we didn't get that far. She didn't want to go too crazy, but you know me, I tried. I was going to. But she was like, no. You're not, no.
We're not doing all that. You're doing too much right now.
Right.
I love that so much. So Valentine's Day just passed last month. What'd you guys do for Valentine's Day? Anything special?
So for Valentine's Day, I did one of the rooms in our houses. I turned it into like a love room. So I decorated the walls, and I had this big old basket made for her. I had the table set with glasses with different hearts on it, and chocolate and a big old card and a big old teddy bear and all that good stuff. Just say it was a long night. Oh yeah, baby.
So is it safe to say there might be some kids in the near future, possibly?
There might be some children coming because of that day.
Okay. Yes. Come on, married life. So it's been amazing. You're glowing. So life is good. Things have been great.
Yes.
So I love seeing the videos of you and your wife, by the way. I see you guys doing your thing on TikTok and social media. And sometimes she's like, you doing too much. Camera be all up in her face and she'll be like, no. This is not the moment. But she's the calm
side of me. She keeps me balanced, I tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you could tell that you could see how you guys are best friends, because I can tell sometimes you kind of get under her skin a little bit. And it's just kind of funny.
I asked her the other day, I said, it was a question they asked us. We did a Q&A video. And so one of the questions was, what makes you mad? And she said, tired of licking his ass. I said, well, dog. Well, dang. I said, golly.
Put me on blast.
Right. Nah, I love it though.
That's the best part of. Here's the thing. Everybody thinks a relationship is supposed to be just perfect. Like Stepford Wives. You just show up, everybody's happy. But the beautiful part about a relationship is all those moments. Having the little things where she's like, he gets on my last nerve. But if you go on a trip for like 3 or 4 days, she's going to be like, man, I miss him getting on my nerves. It's one of those things.
If I go out the house for an hour, she'll call me, where you at? You just said I was working. I miss you. You don't know what you want to do.
I'm telling you, that's the best part. So beautiful. Yeah. I'm so happy for you, Tyler. It really is.
Thank you.
I remember reaching out to you and you were explaining to me about the craziness of having to deal with the public and your following just kind of like growing exponentially overnight. You had people like Drake that followed you and a whole bunch of celebrities. I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
Yes.
And to see the growth that you've had, over like the last year and a half, I definitely wanted to, if you feel comfortable talking about it, talk about what this last year has been like, because so many people will go to Instagram, and I don't understand. It blows my mind how people feel like Instagram is what defines your life. But the thing about you is you've taken Instagram and you've tried to make it a platform of teachable moments, real life moments, where you show that you're just a human being, which I think a lot of people forget about. Right. Okay.
That's right.
So you had a loss in the family, and then you ended up being in the hospital. So let's backtrack a little bit about both of those things, how everything took place, and how you felt in the midst of that.
Of course, I can share it now. So of course, and excuses, I get emotional about it. Still, I can feel it coming out, but it is what it is. So in this coming April coming up is the 1-year anniversary of my nephew and his mom. So April, I believe it's the 14th. I could be wrong, but I know it's in April. April this time last year, I had just met Bible study on my way home, and I went live on Instagram, and I was doing what I used to do when I went by with Rance Allen. I would do this thing called showing your talent. And so I had people coming in showing me their talent and stuff. And I got off, and my younger brother, who's the father of the child, his pastor called me, and I was like, well, that's weird. His pastor will never call me. So I didn't answer him. And so I went inside my dorm room because I was at college at this time. I'm sitting in my bed, and he calls me again. I said, and it's like the Spirit spoke to me and said, you need to call him back. And I did. And he said, hey, how you doing? I said, how you doing? Apostle Williams, he said, you haven't heard the news? I said, no. I said, what news? He was like, Noah and Ariel are gone. They're dead. And I said, what? And immediately in my mind was, where's Trayton? And I hear my brother on the phone screaming to the top of his lungs. And I remember I jumped out the bed. I ran downstairs. I was on the 3rd floor at that time. Ran down the stairs, jumped in my car, and I just drove from Saraland, which is about 10 minutes from where we were living at the time, to my house. I'm on the phone with my fiance at the time. I'm calling my friends. I can't even talk. All I'm saying is, Noah, they say Noah's gone. And I mean, just, I'm thinking it's a dream, bro. And I get to the house, none of my siblings are there. So I'm the first one to get there. And my mom was there, my uncle was there, my aunt was there. And I hear my baby brother, one of my siblings was there rather. My baby brother, the baby was crying. I ran upstairs and I grabbed him. And I remember I just rocked him and he was just crying and screaming, just like, no, he just kept calling his name. And I just rocked him and I was just like, it's going to be okay. But really, it wasn't okay. It's not okay. What do you tell a 8-year-old that his nephew, is dead? Noah was 1. He had just started walking. We would keep Noah all the time. So we had just saw him, and yeah, that was just, it was just the hardest thing to get through.
I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry for your loss because I know how close you were with him. I remember you always talking about him and how much you admired him. He had such a bright spirit about him. He was always happy, always smiling. And
always.
It's so important to cherish every moment because you really never know what tomorrow brings. Never. I feel like we all get so wrapped up in the day-to-day that we forget to really try to be present and make the most of every moment because we're like, we'll get to it tomorrow. I'll call so-and-so tomorrow. I'll go see my family tomorrow. And you just never know what can happen. So I'm so incredibly sorry that you and your family had to go through that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough. It's been tough. Even to this day, like the videos I see of him, there was one day I was out of town singing, and right before it was time for me to go to the place, I just had a moment. I just couldn't move. I was just crying in my room, and my wife walked up and she was like, I said, I don't think I want to go sing. I don't think I want to go sing because the truth of the matter is I really didn't have the time to grieve because I was trying to get the families to cooperate, make sure the funeral was planned. I had to sing at the funeral. I had to do all of this stuff. So I didn't have the proper time to like cry and get it out. So it's like now I'm grieving. It's like they're hitting me in stages. There are moments where I'm looking, I'll be laughing. And then there are moments I'll see a video and I'm no good for about a good minute. I just leave me alone. I just need, so it comes in stages. But, we've made, instead of it being negative, we made it into a positive thing. Mm-hmm. We decided to just, keep his name alive and, whatever I can do, as you can see, I did with American Idol. I dedicated my audition to him, because he was the reason why I kept singing anyway. I wasn't gonna sing no more. I was done. I was seriously done. I told DJ I'm not doing this no more because I felt like half of me had been taken. Yeah. Even though he was my nephew, my only nephew, I felt like he was my child because we took care of him like he was our own. So I felt like my voice had been taken. So.
And it's crazy because when all that happened, I mean, we all experience life in different ways. We all experience tragedy at some point. And I remember trying to figure out what to say, when I was going to reach out to you. And it's kind of like, other than sending someone your condolences and your prayers and trying to send love, there's just no words. There's no right thing to say in a moment like that, other than to just let you know that you're loved and you're in our thoughts, and to just try to keep, those going through it uplifted, because I don't even know how you did it, because you still stayed super public with everything that you're doing, making sure that, you're still making appearances, trying to sing. People don't understand. Being a singer, everybody sees singers and they don't go up to athletes and be like, hey, can you do a back handspring, or can you go like sprint 100 yards? To singers, it's always like, oh, can you sing? Can you sing? Can you sing? And people forget that through moments like that in life, you have to find a way to barrel through it and put on your game face and go out and act like everything's okay, and then come off stage and deal with your reality, outside of the public eye. And it's a really, really hard balance to maintain consistently. So I really commend you on that, Tyler, because you've been so gracious along the way and making sure that you're also sending the love back to your family. So I applaud you. I commend you. Like I've told you many times, I adore you. It was crazy.
You.
I was so happy to have come, across you when I did, and to watch your journey and to see how humble you stayed, because then in the midst of all this, didn't you end up in the hospital at one point too?
So I ended up also in the midst of, I ended up where I should have went to the hospital, but I actually went to the doctor and they told me that I had vocal nodules. So they told me I wouldn't be able to sing for 3 months. And I was just like, oh, God, come on now. Vocal nodules, nephew passed away, then my grandfather passed away. I was like, can it get any worse? Can it get any worse? And they told me that if the vocal nodules grew and became an issue, I would have to get surgery. But as my grandmother would say, ain't nobody putting on me. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. And so the power of prayer and doing the things that you do, vocal rest and trying to rest as much as I could. And before you know it, even when I was singing at my nephew's homegoing, I was not supposed to be singing because technically I was supposed to be on vocal rest. But nothing was gonna stop me from doing what I did to him when I would rock. That was the only way I can get him to go to sleep. That was the only way I can get him to go. He was always answering. His eyes, Lord, his eyes. Those eyes would get you every time. He wanted to see whatever he wanted to know, what everything was going on. He wanted to know what was going on. He just had to be nosy. And one day I just started singing Whitney Houston to him. And I said, okay, I know how to get you to go to sleep. I'm just going to sing to you. And so I just rock him and just sing to him. And he looked at me and I look at him. And I kiss his nose and my nose. So I had to get up there and sing. And I found out that while I was singing, I became more stronger singing than I probably would have just sitting there, Because when I saw them in the casket, I was like, this ain't real. I just was like, this is a movie. But then when I saw them in that casket, I said, this is real. This is, they're gone. Yeah. So to sing and to do what I did, it gave me some type of comfort. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, doing everything in their name. And I mean, look, you see God, that is just once again, for people that don't know Tyler, please break down to everybody why your faith is so important. Because we see you, if you follow Tyler, you see he praises, he speaks in tongues all the time. He's out here spreading the word. Okay, so
that's right.
Know, why is this such an important part of your foundation in your life?
Because my faith is the reason I'm alive right now. You know what I'm saying? Jesus told us in his word, he said, I've come that you may have life, have it more abundant. And a lot of times people find they try to find life and joy in material things or in people. Let me tell you something, people will let you down today, build you up tomorrow, talk about you the next day. I put my trust in only him. And you know what? The thing about him is I've never seen him, but I know he's real. I feel him. I hear him talk to me. I've seen miracles. I've seen him do great things in my life. Nobody can come to me with all of the proof they try to pull up. God ain't real. Well, you got to come better than that, because he done been real in me and he's been real in my life. And so I tell people, I wouldn't be, even with my nephew's passing, if it wasn't for my prayer life and being grounded and raised on a solid foundation around people in my family that were strong in their faith, I would not be the Tyler I am today. You know what I'm saying? That when I remember when I tried to commit suicide, because I was bullied in school. People used to bully me because I've been preaching since I was 9 years old. So like I had basically given away my childhood for ministry. So a lot of people used to think call me gay. A lot of people told me I was ugly, told me that my lips was always big. They've always been full from my dad. So I used to be bullied tremendously in school. And I said, Ain't no need of me giving, you know. And it's a funny story because the way it happened, I remember I went in the bathroom, grabbed them bottles of those, I think it was high blood pressure pills or whatever they were. They was in an orange bottle. And I remember I dumped them on the bed, but the pills was too big to swallow. So I put them back in the bottle and put them back in the can. And I said, yeah, we're not doing this today. You know, and from that day, I learned the power of prayer and how I don't have to seek validation from people when Christ has already validated me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what keeps me going. Let me tell you, I still get critics. Trust me. I still get folk that try to come on my lives and say stuff about me and say stuff to me. But you know what? The thing that keeps me is I know I done found out who I am. And because I done found out who I am, I stopped seeking validation from people a long time ago. Therefore, if people try to call me out or try to be negative or they're jealous and try to tear me down, it doesn't affect me anyway because I never was seeking your validation anyway. My validation comes from Jesus Christ alone. And that's what my career is. That's what my career will always be based upon. No matter where I go, how far I go, I will always resort it back to Jesus Christ because when nobody was there, he was there and continues to be there. Even when I walk away and do what I want to do, he still remains the same. So, there you go.
Kids can be so awful.
Oh, yeah.
I've been down that journey with you. I wasn't preaching, but
Yes.
I've been bullied bad, and I've dealt with a lot. So they don't understand what that does
It was
to a kid
horrible.
because you carry some of those things into adulthood. I'm not even gonna lie. I definitely have carried some of those things into adulthood.
Yes.
And for parents
Yes.
out there, please teach your kids to do better. Okay, when they see
Yes.
better, they do
Yes.
better. And there's no such thing in judging or color or where your financial stance is in life based on what you wear and what you do. So I can't believe you were bullied like that. But you know what I will say to you, Tyler, is you're doing something when you got the haters coming through trying to put you down.
That's right.
Because
That's
really,
right.
if they dislike you that much, why are they taking time out of their day to find your social, to jump on your live, to then type out something super negative? Like, you must be a really unhappy person to do that much and go that far to try to bring somebody else down. I'm sorry, but misery likes company, and it ain't gonna be me. So all I can say is I'm excited for you. I'm glad that you are living and shining bright. Let's talk about American Idol. That audition was insane. I was going to ask you what that song meant to you because Whitney Houston, baby, ain't nothing to play with. But you took on that task and you were like, today, in this moment, I'm going to just let him move through me. And it was incredible. You had Katy Perry in tears. She had snot bubbles and everything. So
Yes.
let's talk about what that moment felt like for you. First of all, why American Idol? There's other platforms, The Voice, who, what, when, where, why? Break it down.
Well, a lot of people wanted me to do this show called Sunday Best. Nothing wrong with Sunday Best. It is a gospel show. It is actually a show where I really would fit in because I do gospel music. But a lot of people don't realize I didn't try to audition for American Idol. I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? I was fine doing what I was doing. But they reached out to me after the Rance Allen video, and they were like, hey, we saw your video. We need you should consider auditioning. So I was like, okay. And because what people don't realize is they came to Mobile one time and I sent in a virtual audition, but I didn't make it in. So I was just like, well, I'm not going to worry about it. But I did. I auditioned. I signed up. There was a church member at the time who told me about it on Facebook. So I said, okay, well, maybe I really need to try this. I signed up. I did the first couple of auditions. And then they told me, you made it to the second round of auditions. I said, okay. Made it through that round. They said, all right, you are going to the actual audition that's going to count if you go to LA. And I said, okay. And so when they called me and told me I made it, we were going out of town, me and my wife. And I remember I just started screaming and hollering, oh my God, I made it, I can't wait. And I got to Austin, Texas, and my voice went out on me. Oh, voice. It was my allergies, and in Texas it's hot and it's dry heat. So I was drinking water on top of water. Nothing was working. Nothing was working. And so I was like, "Nah, Lord, I know you ain't gonna be all the way out here. Just to come on now." And then I got to sing Whitney Houston song too. And the key that I had it in was comfortable, but I was like, I'm not gonna be able to sing it in that key. So I ended up having to knock it down 2 keys. And I said, okay, well, if this meant to be, we'll do it. I really did just see how far I could go, to be honest with you. And I didn't believe I was gonna make it. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought they were gonna say he too churchy, so no. But that go to show you what I know. I went and I auditioned and I walked in that room and I saw them and I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, do not be a groupie. Do not be a groupie. Do not have a groupie moment. Don't have a groupie moment. Don't have a groupie moment. You've done this before. This is professionalism. Act like you have been here for years. So act like you know. So I'm struggling not to freak out.
Yeah.
And so I walked in like I knew them. I was just like, hey, people, like I knew them. And so they asked me, what I was doing, what I was dedicating, what I was singing. Told them I was doing Whitney Houston. I Believe in You and Me, dedicated to my nephew. And when I started singing, Abbie, it was as if, I ain't gonna say it was as if because it wasn't me. I kind of describe the feeling that came over me. It was as if God stepped in me, which I know he did. And it was like, I sat on the side and God sung through me. I had no voice. But when I opened my mouth, even though it was, if you hear it, of course, people were critiquing saying, oh my goodness, he's in the picture and stuff. But what people don't realize is this. What I did, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to do that much. So to be able to sing it and then to get the reaction I did from Katie and all the judges, you know what I'm saying? It was a dream come true. It was like, wow, this is really happening right now. I am Noah's uncle, and here I am on a show where millions of people are gonna watch this, and I'm representing my 1-year-old nephew. What better way than to give a tribute than that?
I just got goosebumps. There's no better way. What a beautiful
No better
story.
way. Yeah.
And then you got that golden ticket. I saw that picture too.
I got that golden ticket. I was just like, I was so happy. I was like, oh my goodness.
Did you do a little dance?
It was so funny. Yes, I did. And what's crazy is if you watch the first season or the first episode of it when I'm in it, they show me why I ran in the room and fell on the floor. I started rolling around. I was like, oh, Jesus, thank you, Lord. I was so happy. It
was such a great moment. What was it like for you? I know that you just described what it was like walking in, but what was it like having to actually have a conversation and really meet them and have to make eye contact? And to see Katie's reaction afterwards like that, like did you feel awkward making eye contact a little bit? Like, I did that? I moved you like that?
So after I started singing, I was like, oh shoot. I felt like a little more comfortable than what I did when I first walked in. Because I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. But after I started singing, I was like, oh shoot. I'm actually talking to these, like, to hear the comments that they gave me, I was like, we have legends sitting in front of me, and all that they keep saying is, I'm a star. I did this right. I did that right. I did things that I have been practicing for years. I finally see that it paid off. So with that being said, practice makes perfect. And even though I was vocally challenged that day, it still showed my professionalism that I was able to do the works of a great singer. Even though I could hit the note, I knew I couldn't at that moment. So I used another avenue, to still show off that I can do this. And they were able to see that. They were able to see the picture I painted. They were able to relate to the song. They could feel my pain. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I planned on doing when I walked in there, painting the picture, relating the story to them, letting them see what I'm experiencing, letting them feel what I feel, letting them hear my story in my voice, all of it was a success. So kudos.
Kudos to you. One thing that I want people to understand from a vocal standpoint, it's very important to be on key. I mean, we all know this. As a singer, you know that's nothing to play with. However, what makes a difference between a good singer and a great artist is someone that has the ability to also translate that raw emotion vocally and have the ability to move people. And a lot of times, even Christina Aguilera has said it when she's done interviews, that when she recorded Beautiful, there were so many imperfections, and she's such a technically perfect singer when she records. And even when she performs, she always talks about how, you know, she's been super critical of herself. They were telling her that that was one of the most beautiful parts because it felt honest and raw and real. And that is why I was telling you, it's so commendable. You're going through all this, and in that moment it had to be hard for you to also keep it together because of what you're doing, what the purpose was for, what it meant to you, and to still be able to channel that and still sing the way you did without your voice just totally cutting out on you, and be able to come out of it the way that you did and moving them the way you did. It is just beautiful. Just nothing but applause for you. Listen, I know I told you, like, we know each other our whole lives, but we haven't. But you guys, I text Tyler and I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
Yes. So many people was like, yay. I mean, my phone was just flooded. Oh my God. It was so many. I thought Rance Allen was something. This topped that one. I mean, the people, Mobile, my hometown, they were just like, I mean, the support that I got from my hometown. And then I had other states. I got people across the sea talking about, we going to vote for you. We going to vote for you. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I thank God for the gift. I truly do.
Yeah.
I do.
You've had an incredible story so far, but I think this is going to be one of the best chapters in your life going forward because you have so much to give, and you're so humble about it too.
Yes, goodness.
I'm sure a lot of people are asking too, where's the new music at, Tyler?
Yes.
When the album coming out?
I'm currently working on one.
We're trying to find out. Look, it's going to be like the Rihanna thing. Where's the album at?
Yes. I spoke with Tyler. You've already released my single. We heard that. We need something else. So I am currently working on a song that I ended up writing after knowing the past. I'll give you the name of it, Abbie. You'll be the first to know. It's called More to Life. And it just it simply talks about how in the song I'm just basically saying that there's more to life for me. And so when you feel like, you know, things come to a time when you literally will feel like it's not worth living anymore. What am I worth being on? What is my point for being on earth? But, you know, that song, God gave me that song one day when I was in my shower during my grieving stage after I lost my grandfather. And I was just like, how many more things can be taken from me? And, you know, God spoke to me and said, there's more for you. There's more to this life for you. And I wrote that. And so I'm in the process of recording it. A sweet, simple song, you know, I think it's going to come across well. You can, people force to say it's gospel, but I look at it more of as inspirational. It's going to inspire a lot of people to live. My mom, when her grandbaby, my nephew passed, my mother did not want to live anymore. You know, we used to have to make my mother come out of the room, come out of the house. She didn't want to, she stopped eating. All she did was cry and post about them. And I was like, yeah, you still got children here. You can't die. You got kids. You got a whole third grader you got to raise. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to need you to come on out. And so I wrote this song in memory of my grandfather, but really in memory of my nephew and his mom. And so I can't wait to release it. I can't wait. We're planning on releasing it by the spring. If not spring, the latest, the summer. So this year. So
it's going to be great. I can't wait to hear it. And when it's done, you better send it to us. Okay, we're trying to support you. All right.
Most definitely, girl. You know it.
So what is the dream at this point, Tyler? After everything you've been through, big picture, if you could have it your way, what's the dream?
I want to be I want to be an international traveling artist. I want to travel this globe and share my gift with the world. I want to be on stages. I want to be on platforms. I've been on a lot, but I know there's a lot more out there. I want to be able to be that artist that's not just like, oh my God, he got all the following, he's famous. I want to be that artist who's a Christian who can. I want to be able to establish credibility that not everybody has to be vulgar, has to be, crazy out here. That there are some artists that have common sense. There are some artists that believe in Jesus Christ, and there are some artists that can sing, but also have a good time, even in my faith. You know what I'm saying? And I believe I'm establishing that now that people are coming to my social media sites. They see he's not only saved and he's not only Holy Ghost filled, but he loves to laugh because I am goofy. He loves to joke. He loves to joke. He's a comedian in his own right. He loves his wife. I'm faithful to my wife. We're planning on children. He's a great father. You know what I'm saying? And I also want people to see that I'm human. I don't have it all together. I have mistakes. I have flaws, but it's not the flaws that make me who I am. It's the fact that I learn from my mistakes and get up from when I fall that makes me the person I am today. So that's my dream. I want to travel this globe. Of course, that's the business side of it. That's the money side of it. But at the end of the day, even with accumulating all of that, I want to be known as a man that represents Jesus Christ and a man that can help somebody that needs to be helped. That's my dream. And I feel like American Idol is going to get me there. I feel like they're giving me this opportunity. So I'm just thankful to have the gift. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. It's always so much fun talking to you. So listen, before we go, we have this game that we play called Talks Confessions.
Oh, God.
5 questions. You ready for it?
Yes.
It's not going to be too bad. Don't worry. Nothing too bad.
Okay.
Right, here we go. What is your favorite movie genre?
Comedy.
Nice. What is the one thing you excelled at in school?
It'll be probably language arts. I'm saying, language arts. Yeah.
Nice.
Reading. Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite or funniest Halloween costume?
When I dressed up as Iron Man, my 7th grade year. Yes, nice. Lord.
Okay.
I dressed up as Iron Man and tried to feed myself chips through the mask. Yes.
Wow, how'd that work out?
It didn't go too well. Chips was all in my face, and when I took the mask off, they crumbled everywhere. So, yeah, very embarrassing. Yeah.
A costume with a surprise. I love it. Which of your past birthdays was your favorite?
Ooh, 2020. Yeah, 2020. When I released my single. And I had a single release party. Or a single release thing, and I sang that night. So that was probably my favorite one. I had a bunch of people come out. That was my favorite. September 11, 2020.
Sounds amazing. Yes. Come on, birthday. What is your dream job?
Singing. The road, baby. Yep. The highway or the airway.
The highway to success. Yeah. You're going to get there.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it because you got it. You got that X factor, as they like to call it. So it's been so incredible getting to catch up with you, Tyler. I just absolutely adore you. You're one of my favorite people, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds for you on American Idol. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna have my little poster.
Thank you. I can't wait.
I'll be cheering you on all along the way.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Make sure you stay safe out there. Kill it on the show. I know you're going to do your thing. You guys, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Make sure you don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Abbie Knights Show.
Wake your ass up. It's time for the Abbie Knights Morning Show, the best show in the city.